I'm testing out some of your guys' favorite loadouts in Apex Legends, and yes, you guys are a little bit weird, a little bit strange, a little bit funky. Today's first loadout comes from a user named Crickly Farrowstone. What a name, by the way, Crickly. Hats off to you. Can we just get a round of applause for Crickly Farrowstone? What an amazing name. And according to Crickly, the best loadout in Apex Legends is the wingman and the P2020. Not gonna lie, Crickly had me in the first half. Of course, going into this game, there was only one thing I was scared of more than the loadout.
Oh damn. Oh damn. The Predator!
That, of course, was the French. Regardless, we dropped in as always and got straight to work.
Add me, simplyashton.
No.
The best and worst thing that has ever happened to me is that I got 2 P2020s out of my first 2 bins, which is maybe the most happy and depressed I've ever been at once. With the first squad out of the way, I had time to finally pick up the gun that I wanted to use. It was at this moment I realized I'd made a grave mistake and left a fat wingman skin on. It might as well be called the chicken wingman. But my mid-game crisis was rudely interrupted by the most stereotypical Octane I have ever met.
Rush, 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 rush. I want rush.
Of course you do, Octane. Of course you do. After fighting off this old man fuse and cracking this bloodhound, I took heed in Octane's words and grabbed the trident.
Rush, 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 rush. Enemy, enemy, enemy.
Another squad down, and enough time for me to craft that digi-threat I've wanted all game.
Go where? Go where?
Just a moment. Crafting.
Octane then decided to send me a love letter asking me to help him get the 4K, to which I responded,
Rush, 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 rush.
With one team down but another team fast approaching, I didn't want to leave our random Pathfinder behind, so I took on a one-man mission to grab his banner. Then left the easy job of rezzing our teammate to our Octane whilst I would hold off the third party. He's not gonna do it, is he?
Rush, 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 rush.
So, one res and a sarcastic comment from Pathfinder later,
Thank you.
it was time to take out the trash. Get it? Because it's an ash.
GG.
Yes, GG Octane, we made it to second place. GG indeed. Then I queued up on the last team, threw an arc star in there, missed a couple shots, missed a couple more shots, died, and then we won. Honestly, not that bad of a loadout, 3 out of 5. Before I test the next loadout, make sure to drop your favorite loadout in Apex Legends in the comments section for a chance to get featured in the next episode, which will be released if this video reaches 3,000 likes. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because it's just a button, but it helps me so much. For loadout 2, we had the L-Star and the Prowler suggested by Nuclear Dino. Thank you so much, Nuclear Dino. What a beautiful loadout. Wait, I have to use it? Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. If I had to sum up using this loadout, then I would just show people this game clip. Apex did not want me to use the Prowler and the L-Star together, so instead I just used the L-Star on its own, with no secondary. Like, I just didn't use my secondary, I literally just used the L-Star.
Being a goblin, we get some hard times.
No secondary, like, I just didn't use my secondary, I literally just used the L-Star. Okay, so how do I feel about the L-Star? I mean, I've got a fair few kills with it this game, but it's big, it's kind of ugly, it sounds horrible. Like, it kind of sounds like if you were to, like, rub your finger against your lips underwater. I imagine this is kind of what it would sound like. And it is probably the most blinding thing I've ever seen in my life, because I can't see anymore since using this. I'm currently blind. But it does hold its own without a secondary, surprisingly enough, because you don't really have to reload if you just watch the overcharge time, so, I mean, it's got that going for it. That's pretty good, right? But I won't rate Nuclear Dino's loadout at all, because I didn't use the Prowler, and maybe it makes, like, a magical difference, and the L-Star turns into the best gun in the game if you have a Prowler. It probably doesn't. But what I will do is rate the L-Star on its own without a secondary, and it's not the worst thing you could ever have. I mean, it's pretty close. But I'll give it a 2 out of 5 because it shoots bullets. And today's final loadout is going to come from Culture Soup, who is going to serve us up the Devotion and the Sentinel combination. What a great set of loadouts we've had this episode. I just loved every single one of them. It just filled me with so much joy. I landed into Oasis, found the closest Sentinel, and I don't know what that was. I had just enough time for a spot of shopping. Before taking care of the local kids hotboxing the cupboard. This Octane did his best Wraith transformation trick. And I'll let the Devotion do the rest of the talking. On my way out, I couldn't help but drive by this Loba. Before having a near-death experience in the States, it really was nearly such a nice clutch.
Huh?
I feel like this is around the point that I should tell you that I was having a really hard time using the Devotion. It's such a hard gun to control on controller, and although it looks like the recoil is fairly steady, actually maneuvering it and hitting shots is not as easy as it looks. With the last squad pinning us in this room and one teammate already dead, I knew I had to be a hero. With no shield bats left, I went for it. But then of course I died because I had a Sentinel while he had a PK. 2.5 out of 5 would never use again.